Hi everybody, Matt Bernier here on the Daily Racing Forum Studios, joined by DRF's National Handicapper Mike Watchmaker, taking a look at this weekend's Weekend Warrior Labor Day weekend, Labor Day Saturday, September the 2nd. We're going to start off up at Saratoga, going 1 mile and 3/8 on the inner turf, of course, the Grade 3 Glens Falls. It's an interesting race, Mike. You've got some fresh faces in here that are sure to take a little bit of money. You're interested in Sarandia.
I am. Sarandia is taking a massive class drop in here as far as I'm concerned. She made her recent U.S. debut in the Beverly D at Arlington Million Day, and that's a Grade 1 race, and the field in that race was much, much, much tougher than the group that she meets in this spot. And she ran okay in that race. I mean, she wasn't any great shakes in it. She lagged in the early stages and finished sixth in the race, but she was only beaten 2.5 lengths. By Tacita and Grand Chate, who was actually much the best in that race, was in a dead heat for second, and I think she's a monster. This is a much, much easier spot, but it's not only class drop that I find appealing to Sarandia in here. It's to stretch out from the 1 mile and 3/16 of the Beverly to the 1 mile and 3/8 of this race. Now, in her career, Sarandia is 5 for 8 going 1 mile and 3/8, and she won her prior 2 starts in Germany in dominating fashion, going 1 mile and 3/8 before the Beverly D. Earned very strong time form figures in those races, and yet maybe the best race she ever ran at 1 mile and 3/8 was one she didn't win, and that was a very close second of 16 in the Group 1 German Oaks last year. I think this distance is right for her. The class drop really suits her. She was 21-1 in the Beverly D. I don't think she's going to be anywhere near that price in this spot, but I still think she should be a square ticket.
2 fresh faces coming in for this spot. One for Shug McGahee, the 4 War Flag. The other is 8 Harmonize for Bill Mott. Harmonize hasn't seemed to regain that form that she had last year as a 3-year-old. Now they stretch her out. War Flag looks like she could be something pretty good for Shug. She hasn't been embarrassed in either one of her 2 starts here in the States. Either one of these interest you?
Well, I think they're both legitimate win candidates in here. War Flag is going to be, I think, a much shorter price than Harmonize, and so therefore I think, since I think that they're both strong win candidates, I would tend to lean more in Harmonize's direction. But War Flag has never run a bad race. She's yet to finish worse than second in a 7-race career. She was a good second in the Matchmaker last time out down in Monmouth. That race really didn't set up pace-wise for her. She's a closer, and it looks like she's probably suited for the added distance in this race. I think Harmonize is a perfect illustration of how on many occasions horses that are very good 3-year-old turf horses do not necessarily go on to success as 4-year-olds, as older horses. I mean, Time in Motion, who was a really good 3-year-old turf filly last year, has struggled this year, and Harmonize has struggled too. But Harmonize did run in the Grade 1 Diana and the Grade 1 Just a Game in her last 2 starts. She's taken the same kind of monumental class drop that Sarandia is taking in here. And while she's a bit of a question mark at the extended distance, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if she liked it. And she's going to be a square ticket like Sarandia is. So I think she's very interesting in this spot.
3-horse blanket finish as far as the Grade 3 Weah is concerned. All 3 of them come back. Estrachada, Lottie, Somersault. Overall thoughts on the Weah?
I don't want any of them, and maybe that'll make them run 1, 2, 3. But I just don't want them. I think the fact that Estrachada won that race underscores how weak a race it really was, because Estrachada's, she did have trouble in the River Memories 2 starts back, but the best race she ever ran in the United States was when she finished second at 56-1. So she obviously was a huge surprise in that race, and I think her form in a general sense is just not that good. I just think that those horses are looking up to the first 3 that we talk about.
The nightcap at Saratoga, Saturday afternoon, race number 12. It's the Grade 3 Glens Falls. Mike's going to go with Sarandia in here, going 1 mile and 3/8 on the inner turf. We're going to take a break. When we come back for the second of 3 for this weekend's Weekend Warrior, we go to Del Mar for the John C. Maybe.